so hard sometimes. And you hold so tight, you don't need to close yourself and hide your light, because today is gonna be a new day, and it's kinda gray, but it'll break our way. It may shake and maybe it'll blow, but we'll hold on. So just take a breath, baby. Look up at the rain. It's shimmering, shimmering like a diamond ring. It's always changing like it's always been, but you and me, baby, shimmering, shimmering. The world is ours. We paint the scene. It goes where it goes. Let's taste the blue and let the clouds roll quiet and drink in every view, because today is gonna be a new day, and it's kinda gray, but it'll break our way. It may shake and maybe it'll blow, but we'll hold on. So just take a breath, baby. Look up at the rain. It's shimmering like a diamond ring, and it's always changing like it's always been, but you and me, baby, shimmering. So take a breath and look up at the rain. It's shimmering like a diamond ring, and it's always changing like it's always been, and you and me, we're shimmering. Shimmering, shimmering. Thunder clouds lightening, we're still shimmering, shimmering. Feeling stuck, out of luck, we're still shimmering. Not enough or too much, we're still shimmering. And if I got you and you got me, then we gone. So take a breath and look up at the rain. It's shimmering, shimmering like a diamond ring, and it's always changing like it's always been, and you and me, we're shimmering. So take a breath and look up at the rain. It's shimmering like a diamond ring, and it's always changing like it's always been, and you and me, we're shimmering. So take a breath, baby, baby, baby. When I was just a little girl, I'd go outside and listen to the wind. I thought it held all my secrets within. Peering out of my window gave me hope. There was something out there meant for me. I'd see the clouds roll by and the leaves blow down my street. I wondered if it'd take my dreams and set them free. So I tell it to the wind. child's eyes, and when her world grew in size, it wasn't always what she thought it'd be. But as I travel back and forth to distant lands, see, I know the wind still takes me further than I planned, and so I tell it to the wind. Oh, and I tell it to the wind. I tell it everything I hope for, and everything that I desire, and everything I dream of. I tell it everything that I aspire to. I tell it to the wind. Oh, and I tell it to the wind. Oh, and I tell it to the wind. Ooh, I tell it to the wind. I really know how to hide, press my feelings into places so that everything I love is safe inside. I was torn, the push and pull, trying every combination to be present and protected and alive. Here's my story, I confess. I've been living like a guest in my own life. I've been missing happiness and settling for less in my own life. Well, now I'm back in my own skin, the way I was before I learned I shouldn't be someone who celebrates their wins. See, I fought like hell to free myself, fired up every single cell so I can revel in the beauty of my world again. Here's my story, I confess. I've been living like a guest in my own life. I've been missing happiness and settling for less in my own life, chasing my own life. Here's my story, I confess. I've been living missing happiness and settling for less. Here's my story. Here's my story. I've been missing happiness and settling for less, and chasing my own life, chasing my own life. When I was a kid, I like wanted a guitar, and I wanted boots, and I wanted a horse, and those things were like central to me. I was always like drawn to the guitar, and I would go to the library and just get books about Gibson guitars, books about repairing guitars, and I didn't even have a guitar, and it was just something about the guitar that I was drawn to, and I sort of knew that was going to be the key to me becoming the person that I am today, you know. And I found myself on tour like not that long ago, maybe some years back, and I was on a ranch, and I had my guitar and I had boots, and the ranch had these horses. So I had that moment where I thought, my goodness, like the kid version of me would like be really happy because I have all the things that I always wanted when I was little. So when I was leaving the cabin, guitar strapped on my back, I got my boots on, and the intention was going to go to sing to the horses. Like I just wanted to be in their presence. And the sentence came to me, "Tell it to the wind." Like it was almost audible. And it was so beautiful where I was like, oh, I don't know what that is, but it's pretty. It sounds like a title to something. It sounds like something that is deeper. So by the time I got down to the horses, I took that sentence with me. And then when I started playing that progression. And it hit me. It was like a moment of, there's a song coming out of me, and I love it already, and it's going to be special. So I just have to believe that when you tell your dreams to the wind, then the wind will take it in and make it happen. And that's why I decided to title my debut album "Tell It to the Wind," because it just encompasses all of those dreams, hopes, and following your intuition about your own life, about my own life. So. My parents got me a guitar. It was from this little pawn shop in a little town called Marrero, Louisiana. I got this VHS tape of like all the cowboy chords. But while I was doing all the cowboy stuff, I would take like a string and just like play melodies and just on one string. And I would find the popular songs. Maybe it was a Backstreet Boys song or it was a Boyz II Men song, and I would just play it on one string. I don't want to do copyright stuff, but I just developed my ear that way, and I would just explore the guitar. So I didn't take any lessons. They didn't have the extra money to put me into any type of training. So I really just took it, and it was my best friend, which it still is. So I just explored, and along with that, I was playing in my dad's church. So that was an opportunity to just train my ear into what chords would work where, like once I got a grasp on them. And then songwriting sort of started in college. I probably had my first love, and and I would just sit and play the guitar. It was like I was consulting with my guitar about different feelings. And then with those feelings, to me, comes color. And sort of the more music you listen to, the more you develop just a knowing of what chords feel like what. Like if I'm sad about something, well then I will approach, it's almost like the guitar knows what the song needs. I want to make a genre just called heart and soul music. Because that's how I describe it. I mean, I've cut my teeth in New Orleans, and I've played with people like Cyril Neville. And so I was playing a lot of funk music. And then I come from the church where you're playing a lot of songs that are very, very rhythmic. Like it's all really rhythmic. So I take those into what feels good for me. It could be a little bluesy at some points and rootsy at others, and just very singer-songwriter at different points. So that's how I describe it. And if you ask me tomorrow, it'll be a different answer. Yeah. So Shimmering was a co-write with me and Margaret Becker, who produced Tell It to the Wind. And that was actually, that song came out of this other song that I was writing. And it was actually the first song that we collaborated on. And it's sort of it's a love song. It's a love song and a encouragement that although the world is crashing down, things are changing, we still gotta have each other. And so it's a soulful, meditative type of song to just let whether it's your partner or a friend that you're consoling, know that as much as things change, we still have a light, and there's some silver lining, as long as we're together. You and me, baby, shimmering, shimmering. The funny thing, when I was little, I was attracted to all the Gibson guitars, and then when I got older, I would look at what it would take to get a Gibson and look at that price, and I'd be like, man, I don't know if I'm ever getting a Gibson, to be honest. But it's come true. They've given me this. They so graciously given me this guitar, and I've been playing it around for just a little bit now, but I love it. It's a J45, and it's suiting me pretty well, and it's all a part of my master plan to acquire guitars and play them around the world.